All right. I think we have a good quorum of speakers so far. Thanks everyone for joining again. This is Rocky from the Injective Labs team, and I'll be hosting today's Meme Monday. We've had a lot of great developments the last month or so, and so we brought quite a bit of speakers up to shell the greatest memes in Web3, as well as just get an insight on what they're all building. So let's do a quick round of intros. So let's see, who wants to start?
I can start. So my name is Lux. I am representing Kira today, the cutest cat in crypto, which will soon have NFTs for all of you to enjoy.
Amazing. All right, who's next?
I'm happy to jump in next. Hey everybody, Entity here behind the Hobos account, co-founder of Hobos and council member of the Dollar Poor token, a token to remind you of the hard times we were all in and to never forget where you come from.
Amazing. All right, who's next?
Illustrious here. Sorry, Nonja. Illustrious here, representing Quants. We are all Benny.
All right.
Yeah, Dennis here too. And we're all agents as well, not only Bennies.
Is Dennis traveling again? Is that it?
I love it. Yeah, I think Dennis is currently in the airport, so hopefully he can join us the whole time and tune in from 35,000 feet.
Can you guys hear me? I'm literally at the airport in the boarding process, but can't miss a Meme Monday, so...
We can hear you, we can hear all the announcements in the airport, everyone.
Oh boy. Let's see, Ninja, why don't you give a quick intro?
Hey, yeah, so Seco Warrior from the Ninja community. I'm here with Doc Bad Touch, our dev. If you could also give him access to the mic as well, if he gives a request. Cheers.
Sweet. And let's see who else we got on stage. Anyone else want to give a quick intro?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Legacy, representing She the Bandit. Rebrand is finally complete. Let's go.
There we go. Nice. Did we get everyone on stage?
What's going on, everyone? It's Jim from Nonja. It's good to be here, representing the CTO today here for the spaces, ready to do this.
I love it. Cool. Well, I think we have a quorum here, and if I missed anyone, feel free to just speak up. But why don't we start off? Just want to give a quick shout out to the whole team, the whole community, the ecosystem on a very successful Injective Summit that we just wrapped up last week, or I guess it was about 2 weeks ago now. We had almost 1,000 people in Bangkok during DevCon, and just was blown away by the turnout. We had 35 speakers or so, almost 1,000 people. We had 20,000 people tune in online. So we were blown away by just all the reception from the Injective community. So thank you guys for being there and for tuning in online. We wouldn't be where we are today without you guys. So just want to give that shout out to y'all, and just want to thank you again. So I guess with that being said, I'll start with our kind of first question. Last Meme Monday, we did kind of intros to all the projects and really just did kind of a brief overview on all the different sort of meme coins and people building on Injective. But, these meme coins aren't just, singular entities. They're people that are building real tools on, the Injective platform. So I'd love to start with just, kind of around the horn, if each project wants to give a quick, minute or so to just talk about, what you're all building, from AI agents to different types of tools and everything in between. Let's maybe start there. So let's see. I'll Quants, if you want to start, and then we'll go around the horn from there.
Sure. So ultimately, what we're building is just the biggest community on Injective, but we have Benny the Quant, the first AI agent on Injective. He is working currently on creating an asset management firm where he will be able to take people's monies and trade with it for them, where the profits are distributed amongst all participants in the Benny AI pool.
Amazing. Let's see. Next, Ninja. What are y'all building over there?
Yeah, thanks. So I'm gonna hand over to Doc, who's our dev.
Are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, first off, I'll just go ahead and quickly introduce myself. I'm Doc. For those that don't know me, I created Ninja originally about a year ago now, in the goal of destroying the stigma of devs being turds and hoping to build a huge community on Injective and onboard the next generation of investors to Injective, basically. To get into what we're building, we've got a couple of things in the pathway where we're looking at doing our own NFT as a possibility. We're also building out a whole platform on our website that's basically just a massive suite of tools with the basic primary goal of just making everything as easy as possible for people to get onto Injective. I've always found that to be a sore spot for people when trying to bring them on. But also, I've been slowly cracking away at developing a unique index, I would call it, of tokens that are tradable within themselves. Kind of hard to explain, but it's a little bit of alpha of something that we've been working on for a while, but it's getting kind of crazy. And yeah, looking into maybe doing something similar with the AI agent like Quants has done. I think that's freaking awesome. Really love seeing all the posts that Benny makes. And I think it would be kind of cool to see two of them actually interchanging conversations and bouncing ideas off each other. I think that would be absolutely hilarious and a really cool way to bring attention to Injective as a whole.
Yeah, probably worth also adding, there's a pretty good segue there. So we are actively looking for partnerships with other Injective projects. So that's both basically building partnerships and also tools if we can work together. So yeah.
Love to see it. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Kira, you're up next.
All right, so we have already built an LP locker, which is available on kira.build. It was audited 2 times and it's fully functional. It has a few options, so it's good for the projects that want to lock the liquidity, but it's also good for the users on Injective that just want to go and check which LP tokens are locked, and they have a bunch of data available. And also, if you look on Kira.build, you can see that there is also a vesting tool coming, there is staking coming, and there's also a pre-sale tool coming. But our focus right now is on finishing the Kira Telegram trading bot, which is starting the beta phase very soon with about 30 people that we have gathered in a group. And finally, the NFTs are also coming soon, which for us is a way of raising funds so we can pay for a centralized exchange listing and further push the exposure of Kira and Intremes as a whole.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Kira. Dennis, you are up next, sir, if you haven't boarded yet.
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I'm Dennis. we've been building Paradise on Injective, which is the first prediction market, and where we are trying to build a super DeFi app. And the funny thing is, like last week when the SDK for the AI agent was released on Injective, we were about to like test out the features to see how we can integrate it into Paradise. And funny enough, we made the AI agent create the first AI token called Agent on the Injective blockchain, which really blew up, like much bigger than than I thought it will ever be. I think it's very nice to like see that like through the token creation, like Injective and the new AI capabilities got a lot of attention in the space. So I think that's like a really nice milestone and a really great effect to see like impacting the whole space. And yeah, like we try to push forward, we try to innovate. I think we are all here on a great chain, whether you're a meme or a DeFi app or something else. I think on Injective, you quite have it all. And yeah, I think we're all here to push forward.
That's right. You know, rising tide lifts all boats. Cool. Chi, you are next.
Hey, so currently right now for Shecoin, we have Kyle, the developer. Well, he is a dev. He is working on a Telegram bot. And besides that, just like all the other memes on this platform and the other ones that are not on, currently the reason for the rebrand was to attract other users from other chains, to show that basically the capability of the art that we're doing, which essentially everyone is doing art in their memes, but we're trying to attract other people with, like, for example, the art meta that we're doing. Doing our part in trying to onboard more users to this next gen for Injective, especially with all the updates coming with DeFi, AI. I think more people are noticing that Injective is a place where they can add and build, and we're just doing our part in trying to add to that pile. And that's about it for now.
Awesome. Cool. Nonja, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We've really been trying to refine and elevate our core offerings as a meme token, right? So as others have stated, really trying to get eyes on the project, getting eyes on Injective as a space through our pretty outlandish content that you probably see throughout social media. So we're really trying to create eye-catching content to really get users out of the trenches and over onto an Injective. We also launched our NFT line, which is different than a typical NFT line. Typically, you know, you have your generative run that there's unique traits, you know, anywhere between 1,000 to 5,000 in the run. Our collection right now has 36, if my memory serves. And the goal is to, it is the most limited resource in NFT, I believe, on Injective. And we're trying to make it so to really foster a community and a cult-like environment. We are the only NFT space that is able to directly partner with our artists to create a custom NFT to your specifications. And through a burning mechanism, you can actually bid an auction off of other custom NFTs to either keep that or burn it to make your own custom, which is a really unique spin that we're trying to do to better engage and challenge the idea of what can an NFT be in this space. And as a result, it's been a resounding success for the community. It's something that's great. 40% of all the funds are burning Nonja in the process. Nonja is a fixed supply token, so we're sending 40% of all the revenue that we purchase into Nonja into that burn address to permanently reduce the supply moving forward. To create a better environment and better sustainability for this token moving forward. And we're really trying to focus on that interplay between content creation, really engaging people through custom content that they can engage with our artists, and really having that on chain in the process. And it's been a really unique opportunity that we're really happy with. Finally, you know, we're really trying to pull a lot of the memes together. We really try to make it as inviting as process as possible for all the memes to come together and make content together. Some of the favorite memes that our artists have made, in my opinion, are the ones of all of us together. So I think it's a unique opportunity for the ecosystem to work together rather than like a typical PvP environment, and we're looking to facilitate that environment moving forward. So it's been a fun ride, and looking to continue to push this forward for the community.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for being here, Nonja. We just got 2 left for intros. Hobos, why don't you go for it?
Yeah, definitely. So our past few weeks have been mainly focused on trying to find the right artist to collaborate with us for our memes and our Twitter presence. We finally found somebody, which is really good. So I think we'll be able to be leveling up that side of things. The council's focus is mostly going to be around how we can onboard new users from other chains. I think it was Jim who mentioned, a little bit of PvP, but yeah, we want to onboard more people from elsewhere to start reducing that. So we have some brainstorming actions going on there. And from a technical / actual development perspective, which is me, the dev, my immediate focus right now is to wrap up our V2 of our Injective dedicated Explorer, with the main focus being tokens and NFTs. The official Explorer is a little bit difficult to navigate for new users, so it's a way to help newer users be able to, to see their transactions a little bit better. And following up, starting some work on another project, but I don't know if I can talk too much about it. It's in collaboration. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. And then let's end the intros with Trippin. Not last but not least. Go for it.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Am I coming through clear?
Loud and clear.
Awesome. So it's Trippy Kiwi here, the creator of Trippy token tools paired with the Shroom token. And yeah, tools is pretty much what we're all about. You can find us at the website trippying.xyz. And the main focus of these tools is to help new users navigate the meme space for both, new meme tokens and established memes as well. So there's a few tools on there that you can use for free. And that is things like browsing token holders and seeing how tokens are distributed across all holders. Same thing with who's holding the liquidity on both Dojo Swap and Astroport. You can check very easily where those liquidity tokens are held. I'd really like to integrate the Kera LP locker and be able to indicate when the liquidity is actually locked, because I know that a few people are using that. And then there's a few other features that you can use where you pay with the Shroom token, and that's things like performing airdrops. And you can perform airdrops via lots of different criteria. You can airdrop to existing token holders, and then the same thing for NFT communities. And one of the more interesting ones, I think, is being able to airdrop to proposal voters on the Injective decentralized governance. And you can also actually airdrop Mito Vault token holders, as well as choosing whether you want to only include stakers. And then finally, you can upload your own CSV files for airdrops as well. And then on top of that, one of the more recent tools I made was the pre-sale tool, which just helps people collect funds, send refunds, and distribute tokens depending on the contributions of all the participants. And you can also do things like create tokens and create Helix spot markets for your tokens as well on the website. And I'll just finish off by mentioning the mascot that we recently introduced called Shroomy. Last night, actually, I built up the AI agent and made a little bot in Telegram where you can chat to it. And Shroomy can interact with the AI agent. And I was testing out sending tokens around and even trying to create new tokens So that's really exciting. And I think it would be cool to extend that functionality with doing things like being able to airdrop through natural language as well to the various, token holders, NFT communities, things like that. So that's all I've got for now. I'll pass back.
Awesome. As you can listen, everybody, people are building some real tools that are really making a difference here. And we couldn't be more excited to have all these great projects building these awesome tools. So I'm going to pass it over to Ninj. He's got some questions for the panelists here. And then after he's done, we'll go ahead and open it up for some community Q&A. But Ninj, I'll let you take it away.
Let's do it. Okay. So the first question that I kind of have for everyone was about, we just had the Injective Summit a short time ago, and we had a lot of you guys there. Some of you guys just watched it online or followed it through Twitter. But I think one thing was illustrious. You had shown up in the Benny mask. Like, I guess, what was the highlight for you at the summit? And did you get the reaction that you expected or not before walking on stage with the costume?
Yeah, I mean, I think I got the reaction I wanted. As soon as I sat down on stage and looked into the crowd, I just kept seeing people look over, notice it, start laughing, and then whisper to the person that they're sitting next to. And then when I got off stage and I checked out Twitter, all I could see was people posting the photo and saying, "That's my quant," or "That's our founder." And so I think it was successful. I mean, it was successful for us because everybody started tweeting about us, but I also think it was successful for the Injective Summit because it provided like another content stream for talking about what happened there. And I think that was important. And that's what I wanted to do. I mean, everything we do at Quants is about creating engagement and growing the amount of eyes on the ecosystem. And I think that was just one of the ways to do it. But the original plan was to walk up in a morph suit. And unfortunately, the morph suit was one size too small.
I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, like, it's at the end of the day, meme coins or any token in crypto, it's all about attention, and it's all about how can you gather as much attention as possible and then keep that attention over time. So like part one is kind of the funnel, getting people to know about you. And then part two of it is keeping people who find out about you, and that what kind of becomes a cult or a community. So that makes a lot of sense. I guess another thing that kind of took Injective by storm last week was we had the first AI agent meme coin that was created. So I guess, Dennis, if you're still available, if you're not on the plane yet, would love to learn more about why you made it, how you made it, what the future plans are, all that good stuff.
Let's talk about it in like 5 minutes. I'm boarding the plane right now, and then when I sit on my seat, I will tell you all about it.
Yeah, no worries. We can come back to that. I guess a more general question is, with AI has been a very hot topic with a lot of attention that's been driven towards AI crypto. And I think, at least personally, I think Injective sits at a unique position for that because of Helix and because of all the DeFi that's already built on top of Injective. So for a question for the crowd I have is, how do you see kind of AI agents playing a role in levered longing, like a 50x Bitcoin perps? Or how do you see it kind of having utility outside of just the meme itself with Injective DeFi?
I feel like they pair really well, right? When you have like an autonomous trader or something that acts on its own autonomy, especially with like trading, right? When you pair it with the speed times of Injective, the MEV resistance and everything that Injective stands for, and then just the layers of infrastructure that's been able to be built, it feels like there's a lot of synergy. And it feels like it's a much more reliable product that if you want to partake in this new avenue of asset management, that, I personally wouldn't feel comfortable with Solana because of downtime, because of network congestion, that I just wouldn't feel as comfortable. It feels like Injective, at least as like an enterprise product, feels more reliable, more repeatable, and more scalable to more future-proof endeavors like this, which I think is a really bullish use case to take the buzzwords out of AI, right? You hear AI in every single facet from Apple to here in crypto, and sometimes it doesn't mean a lot. But having autonomous trainers that you can throw into an asset pool to do trading for you is a really cool thing, and to have a chain that can actually support and synergize with that effort can actually bring some real eyes from other chains onto this one. So I think it's bullish, no matter who provides that type of agent, whoever's doing the trading. I think it's really being able to set by the bedrock of the chain itself to provide that service moving forward in a sustainable and repeatable fashion.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I think, especially with being able to use the natural language features, I think that's going to be one massive aspect that kind of sets things apart from just following your typical traders on X and things like that. Instead, you can interact with these AI agents that can give you insight that you would never be able to see or process as quickly as a human as the AI can, and being able to just give a vague idea of what you're looking for in a setup, and then being able to be like, hey, does this look right? What do you think? And then being able to just be like, you're right, let's go ahead and execute this trade at this price, whatever, and it just being able to seamlessly do that. I mean, that's amazing. And then I think the future part of that is just like we're talking on voice now. I could definitely see people integrating voice detection and interpretation to it as well. So you don't even have to type to these agents. You'd be able to talk to them and just read back whatever they say, or even integrate voice for when they talk back to you. I think that would be amazing. And you could literally just have a conversation with your own AI agent, and it's like having a CFA right there with you to do investments with. Super cool stuff.
I think to piggyback on what Jim and Doc said, for use cases that these AI agents can give, specifically since we're on a DeFi chain and a lot of trading can happen, specifically like with Helix and Order Book, a lot of guys who come to this chain really don't have any background when it comes to trading. And some of these AI agents can be trained. We've seen other chains are already doing it, and everything's just advancing. Some of these agents can do the trading for you. So if you're like most people who don't want to trade or don't know how to do TA, these agents are learning this for us. So basically, you can just create a DAO, send money in, and the agent can do the trading for you. Of course, we're talking about something that is going to be more complex and more easier said than done. But once they come into fruition, these AI agents will be able to trade for us. So some of us who don't know or have any experience, we could just probably get a DAO together and send money to the agent. The agent can do it. Of course, you could also get liquidated. There's going to be pros and cons. But again, these agents, since they're going to be learning all these languages in the back rooms, and they're just going to get better. So eventually, it might be something that you can trust, especially if you don't have any background when it comes to trading.
Yeah, I'll just jump in and say I really agree with what Doc said in terms of the whole voice thing, and even just I think it's going to really reduce the friction with onboarding even just new users to blockchain who have never used it before. Like last night, I got the agent to send some Inj from one wallet to another, and I could imagine just only needing to speak to the agent, to achieve that. I wouldn't have to really, click any buttons. I wouldn't have to, with the correct setup, be copying and pasting wallet addresses and whatnot. And you could just speak to this kind of little personal assistant that handles all the blockchain interactions for you, with you not really needing to know how it's doing it. And the same thing with like token creation and tokenizing your ideas. Like I can imagine in a couple sentences you could describe what you want, even just have discussions with the agent, create ideas, a bit like Dennis did, and then within a few sentences say, all right, let's launch this thing and send it to these people. I think that's really powerful.
I guess one thing, and that all makes a lot of sense, but speaking from a degen gambler or degen gambling point of view on chain with meme coins and other stuff, do you guys feel that agents going to take away some entertainment value or the fun of finding a new token and just like punting in a small amount to see if it goes up or not?
I'd say absolutely.
I think people want to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
People want gains. Any advantage you can give yourself, people are going to give, right? Yeah. I like to throw money at random shit to see what happens, but I don't know if that's necessarily the exception or the norm, right? But I think at the end of the day, people are hunting gains. People are looking for those X's and those returns. And if an agent is a way to do that, I sure as hell am jumping on that, rather than trusting myself. I'd rather trust a supercomputer that's much smarter than me, a TA, than trusting myself. But
Yeah, I got to echo that, Jim. I guess there's a double-edged sword, but part of this as well, it just removes the emotion from a trade, doesn't it? So that's something that most people get wrecked on, right? So if you can remove that, that's pretty powerful. Obviously, it's got upsides and downsides, right? Because someone out there is probably going to create a more intelligent agent, or there's going to be someone else with another edge. So you're always going to have another greater competition to go up against. But if you can remove the emotion, that's pretty huge.
That's a really good point. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, you can speak. No need to raise your hand. You guys can speak if you have stuff to say.
Hi guys. Most of you know me here. Most of you. Hi Jimmy, Hobos, Ninja. We haven't spoken yet. Hi Dennis. I'm a big fan of your work. She as well. Trip is here. We have been using his tools. Benny, also a big fan. I wanted to ask. So, say that you have like this AI agent now, and does it actually have a particular shelf life and then something more intelligent or more, let's say, advanced will come along, and then it either needs to adapt or something else needs to be built? Also, to put a couple of words there, also as a CTO meme on Injective, we have finished our rebranding now with a new mascot, so we will be making the rounds. But I find this conversation about AI agents quite fascinating and interesting. But I am also, let's say, mindful of the fact that, you train it, it progresses, and then what? Does it have a shelf life or not? Or can you, let's say, allow it to evolve?
Well, I think everything has a shelf life. Things are only shiny and new so long as they're shiny and new. I think the idea behind our agent is that it's not like our only selling point, and it would definitely grow as the market grows and changes. I mean, even before the AIs became popular, we were just a content team, and now it's kind of transitioned or merged into combining the best of both worlds within memes. And I think generally we'll probably continue to do that, as should most. Obviously, we're unique in our own ways, and we should focus on or stay convicted on whatever it is we're trying to offer. But part of staying competitive is by integrating all these different competitive features that make other things shiny and new. And that's the reason why a project would remain successful, is to adapt with the times.
Also, I want to ask something else. I've been reading very, very recently about the European Union's AI Act, which has been enacted, but it will come into force in the next couple of years. And some of it is actually let's say, touching on these issues and requires certain compliance. I think that right now it's a good chance and opportunity to get in and do something before actually over regulation comes in. If that regulation will also apply to this kind of, let's say, AI agents. However, it's quite fascinating. As for myself, I would like to say that being a degen, I cannot completely and 100% take all emotion out. So I will still leave some trading aside to play with, lose it all, take it to zero. But I see let's say, the reasoning behind having, an AI agent where all the emotion is taken away. And it will be very interesting actually to see if you run it parallel. Let's say you have a trade with the AI agent and then with, let's say, the person, and see what course of action these two different, let's say, entities will take, and what the profit will be or what not. That will be also quite interesting.
I definitely like to get a few words in around the regulation part that you were mentioning. Just my personal thoughts, obviously, but I think especially if it's going to take a few years for these regulations to come in, the AI industry is moving at a speed which 2 years for regulations, whatever they're going to input is already going to be outdated, essentially. So personally, I wouldn't be worried about that too much. The space moves so quickly that if they're taking years to implement regulations, it just won't realistically be able to be respected. It's a bit of a Pandora's box that's basically open, right? And that, people need to move fast if they want to regulate.
Yeah,
I
and
think
governments can always try to suppress something, but it doesn't mean that they will succeed. On another note, I think we should wrap up this question soon, because Dennis' hand is falling off his arm soon, and I think his plane is about to take off.
Yeah, Dennis, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say I'm on my seat right now. What was your question earlier again, Ninj?
The question was just more vaguely about, so you launched kind of the first AI agent on Injective, and so wanted to ask what your thought process was behind that and what plans you had for agents.
Yeah. It was like the thing is, I'm not a dev, so the rise of AI was absolutely helpful and stunning for persons like me. So when the AI agent released, we obviously wanted to test it out, what can it do, how can we integrate it into Paradise. And I was playing around with it and I saw, okay, it can launch tokens. So I just shot the question to the agent, can you launch the token agent? And he did. And I don't know, it was the cool thing about this whole process was that it was so organic. So it was not forced or planned. I just documented it on Twitter, my experience with the AI agent, the community vibed with it, and it blew off. And yeah, I think that's the most beautiful part of it, that it's such a natural process. But it's it's really cool to see when you test out the agent, when you see, okay, how it does respond to natural questions, natural language. So it was really a crazy week, I have to say. It blew off big time, which I didn't expect, but absolutely happy to see is coming in a positive way to the ecosystem and shining a lot of attention to the ecosystem.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I am in a plane right now.
Yeah, I was going to say commitment. He's literally on his seat talking about meme coins and shit. I wonder what the person next to him is thinking right now. Oh my God, who am I sat next to?
Bro, I feel so nerdy. I'm here in the plane talking about AI and meme coins and stuff like that. I'm the biggest nerd here in the plane, for real.
The agent is taking off, man. This is top level comedy.
That is amazing. Wow. Okay, I think we can give Dennis some rest since the people next to him probably think he's batshit crazy. But another question for all of you guys, I guess, is so there's been one of the biggest memes last week, I believe, was Chill Guy. And that was kind of just organic, started as a big meme on TikTok, and then a lot of corporations picked it up and it just kind of flew. So a question I have is, how are you guys looking to build an audience and build a community that's not only on Twitter, but also kind of getting your meme across onto TikTok or Instagram or Snapchat and more of these Web2 distribution channels?
Yeah, that's a great question. For us, I believe I've mentioned this in previous spaces, but at least for our content management strategy, what you see on the front end is pretty outlandish and silly content, right? But what we're doing on the back end is really doing a thorough scrub of a lot of our X analytics, and even when we're on TikTok, our TikTok analytics to see what is working, what isn't working in terms of engagement, in terms of reach, in terms of virality, and just how organic of a reach it is. As a brief reminder, Nonja doesn't have any paid advertising. It's all completely volunteer. So it's a really good test case to see what is organic and what is not, what is and what is not working, especially when no one is incentivized to spread the content. So it's really a challenge for us within the team to analyze that data. So much for me, even on a daily basis, to reorient what time to post, what type of content to post, whether it's an animation, stills, more going in the trenches to reply, you name it, to really reorient, to really engage as much as the community as possible. And it's something that we've really been refining since about August or so. And as a result, we've really become a thorough machine of content creation in terms of what we currently have as a palette of content, and then what we're looking to develop further in terms of stopgaps. We have different line of efforts and different lines of business in terms of the types of content that we create, so that we can position ourselves accordingly. And as a result, we're really able to reorient our strategy on a pretty nimble basis, to really push forward the community. And that's something that we really always want to push forward, is this data-informed approach, to make sure that, you know, we're facilitating a cult, and facilitating a community and an environment that people want to engage in. If the content is engaging, there's no need for facilitation of advertisements or anything of the like. It should be organic. It should be because people want to spread it. So we take that data and we reorient on a daily basis to really push forward what our content is going to look like now and then moving forward. So it continually evolves. Right now it's AI. We have to see what the staying power is for AI is, you know, in terms of content creation, and seeing, you know, what can happen next week. And I think that's the key to being a lasting staying power rather than just a pump and dump, is being able to navigate in very much real time what type of content and how to create it and when to create it and when to post it, to best engage your community as much as possible.
Yeah, so I think so we're also looking at other channels, but I think it's really important to understand where we're at. Like, you know, most of our community is kind of native to Injective, and they get Injective, and that's great, and that's like your early adopters, right? So we're all on this kind of curve of adoption, and we're right at the beginning. So we've got the ones that know about the chain, they know the benefits of Injective, etc. It feels like the logical next step is to get the next chunk of adopters, and that's probably still crypto natives, right? So there's a hell of a lot of focus from our side on how we engage communities outside of Injective, but within crypto. And I totally get the importance of chasing the wider audience, but let's be real. Like, as soon as you get this wider audience engaged, they get into Telegram and then start asking how do we buy. with all of the hurdles it takes to get in. Like it's like we're not, it's a lot to deal with right there straight away. So it feels like it's kind of easier to take that next step with the crypto natives, and then and then you can push beyond. When the time comes. Obviously, you can do it all at once, but you can only conquer so much. It feels like the easier at any one time. It feels like the easier next step is crypto natives anyway.
Yeah, I agree. We've been running a TikTok page for a few months, but one of the problems with TikTok and what they're interested in is pretty much explicitly pump and dumps. And so you might be onboarding these people to the chain to come and use it. But at the end of the day, they're probably just going to sell it as soon as they get like a 2x or even like 50% gain on it. So the amount of effort required on getting these people on chain, buying your assets, and then it just ends up with them selling it. So there's already plenty of people in crypto. I mean, we have a few hundred people in the space right now. Every holder counts. I think projects should mostly be focused on attracting crypto native people, and then eventually those other people kind of like walk in. But targeting them is not sustainable, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's it. So it's like patient capital, right? And also the type of user that's going to come in and go, oh yeah, I've used Aave. Let's go use Neptune now. Maybe we can leverage up and see what else we can buy on Inject. And then you start this kind of, which is what we're all here for, right? Is to make it all happen on Injective and bring those users over. So it feels like that's a more useful place to spend time right now. At least where we are. Like may have a different story in a year's time, but right now that feels like where we are. Couldn't agree more.
And I have to say, Injective has made great strides to lower that abrasion, right? I feel like where we were even a year ago compared to where we are now in terms of onboarding and getting into the system, getting your hands on native Injective is night and day difference. I live in the United States. MoonPay is a game changer to get your hands on it. Most Americans use Coinbase. And when you have ERC20, it's easier to just get Solana and simple swap it into Injective compared to, going through the hub sometimes with that ERC20. So getting your hands with like MoonPay and just lowering that abrasion to onboard new users, I think will continue to pay dividends. I think some of this piece takes time, but having that tech enablement to really help people jump in quicker, I think will continue to be the key. So hopefully that bridge continues to be bolstered to make it as few clicks as possible. And what we can do to make it as a seamless onboarding as possible between Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, all the way over to Injective. And I think they've made great strides. There's obviously always more that can be done, but excited to see what the chain and what the developers can continue to do to push this forward.
Guys, on this issue of, let's say, where to advertise and everything, up until like 3 or 4 months ago, I used to log into my LinkedIn page and, look at the timeline. There were some interesting articles there and some, let's say, people that I follow, but that has to do with most of like updates and developments. And I think we can now see, however, that normies are entering, let's say, crypto, because I keep on, I keep getting posts in my timeline even there for things that I would normally only associate with like a crypto Twitter, and it's kind of weird, like how people, want and are ready and willing to jump on this bandwagon of, let's say, we're entering a bull run. And that actually, I was thinking about it, how, when the tide turns and we are entering into a new phase in the bull market, even spaces like LinkedIn, where you have like your CV and you want to connect and read like, let's say in inverted marks, serious stuff, then you get all this beginning to get all this kind of degeneracy about, about crypto. The other thing also I would like to say is that as a chain, maybe we also need to be a little bit mindful and avoid pitfalls like what's happening that now with pump.fun, where you have people live streaming, threatening to commit suicide or kill their children or do whatever because their coin is not pumping. And I don't think that this is an ethical way going forward for Injective. I don't know what you guys think, but I was a little bit surprised to be reading all of this, and I'm like, surely maybe we can avoid that kind of drama. And I think there are like amazing developments on Injective, amazing memes, and hopefully we don't need that kind of engagement to bring people in.
I think you confused Pump.fun with Chatterbait. Yeah, same website for me. But I definitely agree on that. I mean, what's going on over on Solana is quite worrisome, I guess we could say. But on the flip side, that is where the normies are entering, right? I don't even think they're entering to ETH anymore. They are entering to Solana, and it's because of all the ease of use of the ecosystem and the how you can onboard there. And there are some things there that we need, which is, we already have a platform like Pump.fun, but the problem is we don't have people with the capital to be launching these tokens. Maybe not exactly what we're seeing today, but we need more bigger people with a reputation in the space to be launching and exploring with Injective to then attract other crypto users. And only from there we could start considering trying to attract any quote unquote normie / non crypto users.
Yeah, so one thing I think, if the Injective team is listening, one thing I think should really be focused on is getting the attention of the wallets that are out there, like Rabby and Phantom and things like that, because Injective is nothing more than the address is just a Bec32 variant of an Ethereum address. There's no reason why these other bigger wallets should not be able to just directly support transacting on Injective because it uses the same signature cycle and things like that. I think a huge onboarding part would be getting those wallets on board with Injective so that they can just natively list the chain and introduce all of the EVM chains and even more of the Solana community to Injective. I think that would be a huge win.
You get Injective on Phantom, you'll get a sizable portion of Solana people to come over. If you can do that stable swap with Phantom, everyone I know that's on Solana uses Phantom. If you can get that natively onto that wallet, that would be an absolute game changer. Absolute game changer.
Agreed, yeah. And we are working on that, but definitely agree that it would help a lot with distribution and flow of funds onto Injective, the chain. Definitely.
Technically, you can connect your Phantom wallet on the Injective hub, but other than that, it doesn't really have much practicality on the chain. So hopefully you guys do that. I know I mentioned it like over a year ago at this point, but Phantom is a huge one, and all of his attention on Ethereum, MetaMask, and the ETH wallets haven't really helped as much. I think Phantom could be a huge game changer for Injective. So I also agree with that. You guys got to get on that.
That makes sense. I guess we're running close to the end, but let's open it up for any Q&A that the audience may have. So if you have any questions you want to ask any of the cult leaders, meme coin leaders on stage, feel free to request, and I can let you up.
Hey guys, I'm Pedro. I'm also a meme coin, but sometimes sad life, I guess.
Oh, sorry. I think the stage might be full. 1 second.
Yeah, I think we got a full stage. So maybe let's just roll with closing thoughts, Abhi.
Yeah, 1 sec. Or perhaps I could step down. We could have like 1 or 2 other folks step down, so we'd have a couple questions. So I know there's a lot of requests coming in. What do you think, Rocky?
Yeah, if anyone on the panelist stage, if you know,
Yeah.
if you're able to
Guys, I will step down. It was a pleasure talking to you all, or me doing a monologue again. Warm greetings and hellos to everybody. Let's keep on grinding and let's see who will be the first injective meme to reach 1 billion market cap. So I don't know how I can step down, whether you need to, shut me down, cut me off, or whatnot. Most of you, I'll see you around after this. The ones that we haven't spoken yet, DMs are open. And also, many of you know that we have a tipping bot on our Telegram that tips Nonja, pour, drugs, spoon even, cunt. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Shroom and a few other of the injective tokens. We've also managed to wormhole Queen in from Solana a couple of weeks before Injective did the other way. Anyway, shut me down now, and anyone is welcome to come and check out the tipping bot and also our token burning bot. Have fun, everyone.
All right, cool. So appreciate you stepping down there. We got a couple wanting to speak, and so let's see. We're bringing up one of them. I don't see him on the stage though, so let's try. We got one open spot. If anyone wants to come speak, please request, because it looks like the requests are timing out. I think we just cleared the order book of speaker requests. So,
Royal Pirate, did you have a question?
yeah, Ninja, I don't know if you're able to get anyone up, but it looks like the acceptance isn't working on my end.
Similar to mine. I think there might be a tech glitch.
Yeah.
We need to get Elon in here and fix this shit.
We do. AI fixes this. Well, anyhow, thank you guys for taking the time out. It was another good, strong meme Monday. And I'll see you next time.
Indeed.
Yes.
Thanks
It
everyone
was
for being
great.
here.
Thanks for having us. Thank you guys.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good day, evening.
Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks, guys. Catch you later.
Thanks. Looking forward to the next one. Bye now.
Bye, guys. Till next time.